Playing the best ball of his young career, Drake Maye has seen a sophomore surge under a new staff, leading to one of the league's most explosive offenses. As accurate as any QB through 9 games, Josh McDaniels has Maye playing with confidence, accessing those elite tools that made him the 3rd overall pick. With aggression, anticipation, and arm strength to push the ball vertical, Maye forces defenses to cover every blade of grass, a task they've yet to match. To make it in the big leagues, gotta be able to anticipate, throwing the football to space before the defense can react. Without the ability to do this at the NFL level, you will always be stuck behind the speed of defenses, relying purely on arm talent to win. Drake Maye has it in abundance, throwing to receivers multiple steps before the cut. Using his arm to take chunks, the Patriots set up a play-action deep curl post combo, and Maye is multiple steps early. The under-center run fake sets up a nice pocket, and the windup happens with Booty still needing to take 5 steps. The early ball gives a corner 0 chance to play it, and it's low to protect from any lurking safety. The deep comeback space can be accessed with his arm and anticipatory skills, an area defenses are usually willing to give up, daring QBs into making these tough, timed throws. But when you throw early with zip and pinpoint placement, you can escape from 2nd and long situations. And this might be the earliest of all. His boy Pop Douglas is going to run a squirrel route off the motion. That's an out and up that then becomes a comeback route. Maye has this out before the cut starts, and even though placement isn't perfect, the velocity and early throw mean Douglas gets to the ball first. The arm talent really is special, both from a velocity standpoint and his placement. He can rifle the ball on a crossing route so that a zone defender fails to close a window. But he also throws with feathery touch, floating the ball to make catches comfortable for his receivers. This is an absolute rifle to attack the Falcons' quarters, with good eyes to read the roll post-snap. They do a good job to stay on top of the routes, but the rules are beaten by the sail route and the flood concept. It's a rocket, with Maye beating the diving corner to find his boy Diggs. Man coverage seems like a good idea against the Patriots' ragtag receiving core, but Maye's precision placement has beaten many a good piece of coverage. This is an absolute dart to Hunter Henry on the out, showing good work to step up and through the traffic, firing this past Jalen Walker's outstretched hand for the first down. And no mechanics or base are needed to access this talent. This play against the Bills sums that up. The Patriots try to get tricky with a fake GT counter protection, but Daquan Jones just knifes straight through and starts to drag Drake down. But somehow, he fights free of the grab just enough to fling this to Diggs, who turns a negative play into a miraculous first down. Superhero type shit. It's not all strength. As previously mentioned, he throws with excellent touch, layering the ball out in front for his receivers. Here's some nice schematic use to set up a QB's best friend, the high red zone fade, moving Pop Douglas into the backfield, having him run a stutter go. If you aren't moving your receivers into the backfield for disguise, you're doing your offense a disservice, getting the slot man matched up on a linebacker. The ball's a beauty, dropping it in the bucket to the front pylon. And here's an even earlier thrown ball, floated high to allow his receiver to track it and run around the DB. He opens the hips of the last step of the drop back, then just sends it to the sky, throwing this soft to increase the tracking time and make this an easy catch for Booty. When you combine touch, arm strength, and anticipation, you're going to get one hell of a deep ball thrower. And now it's time to talk about the plays that made football Twitter explode last week, and Drake Maye's ability to beat quarters over the top. For those unfamiliar with quarters coverage, let's explain it, and why, yes, it can and should be beaten over the top. When people say quarters, they don't mean spot drop cover 4 like Madden draws it. In the NFL, this is really only played in prevent situations or on 3rd and 30, and even then, it's still not very common. Instead, they're referring to match quarters, a split field match coverage that defines defenders' jobs based on the route and release of a receiver, labeling the receiver by number, counting inwards towards the ball. In true quarters, the corners play with outside leverage and have the number 1 to their side everywhere they go, unless they go shallow, in which case they give an undercall and drop to a deep quarter zone. The nickel and will, usually referred to as the overhang in quarters language, and the safeties will both be watching the number 2 receiver. The overhang has him short and outside, bumping if they go vertical and passing them off to the safety to cover. If they go in, they try to bump them and deliver them to the mic to cover. If the safety gets no vertical from the 2, he'll look to bracket the number 1 or poach crossing routes from the other side. The mic then has the 3, but can give a push call to either overhang player if the 3 goes fast to the flat, assuming their role in guarding the 2. Now that might seem complicated, but it actually distills the roles down for defensive players to just a few reads, helping smother offensive concepts from deep leverage. However, it does have its weaknesses. Because it's using match principles, an offense that knows its rules can exploit them, creating open throws. One of the best ways to do this is by distracting the safety with a 2 releasing vertical, and then attacking the one-on-one matchup on the outside, breaking their leverage. Now the flats are also a weakness in quarters, but the reason for this is that defenses are giving this up. This is why attacking vertically and over the top is the key to breaking quarters. Attack long, and teams will be forced to change coverage. So if quarters can be beaten over the top, what is the point? Well, it gives the defense leverage on the offense and allows them to play top down on any route concept. However, with the right route combos, you can still open up shots downfield. Quarters is, say it with me, a leverage coverage, not a deep coverage. Say it louder for the folks in the back. Come on. Leverage coverage, not a deep coverage. Now, to the first play in question. And it doesn't play out like a perfect example because this is the NFL. And both coverages are adjusted for the Patriots' overloaded formations. The Patriots have a 4-strong nub formation into the boundary, meaning the Browns push the coverage over, and have the near side safety playing poach technique, with no number 2 to watch to his side. With the heavy formation into the boundary, the outside corner switches to inside technique to use the sideline as a friend. But this is something the Patriots clearly noticed the Browns do on film, attacking this change with the double move. Hollins goes vertical, splitting the safeties to distract him, with Booty running a filthy double move to lose the corner. Grant Delpit waves off the safety to help on the 1, knowing he can carry Hollins on his path. But there's no chance to catch on the route when the ball's thrown this good. Drake does a nice job to step up, then just needs a flick to send this 50 yards, dropped perfectly over the shoulder for the score. Whew! Against Tennessee, they get a more traditional looking quarters against the trips formation, with Tennessee playing a true quarters poach. Everyone's got their receiver to watch and match based on release, with the far safety poaching across to the trip side ready to help at the intermediate. With the corners and outside leverage and no help inside due to route distribution, the skinny post is a quarters crusader, smashing through the barriers of an otherwise well-designed scheme. Maye's got a good pocket, putting it out in front of the receiver softly, allowing him to never break stride as he pulls it down for 6. And he's got the aggression and arm to throw into backed up zones too. 3rd and long here against the Steelers, and they rotate down late to form a cover 3, trying to condense the middle of the field on the long downs. But Maye realizes this is spot drop, and rips one through the heart to find Booty for the 1st down. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. A lot of research goes into our videos, but with the web increasingly location restricted, it can be hard to get access. 50% of our channel live in the UK, and they continually find themselves locked out of their ability to read articles and watch live sporting events here in the US. So without a VPN, thinking football wouldn't get made. Surfshark offers over 4,500 different servers in 100 different international locations, meaning you can always find the right place to connect for your every need. Unlike other VPN companies, Surfshark doesn't limit you to just one device either. You only need to set up one account, and you can use it across all your devices. So if you're looking for a VPN, go to surfshark.com/thinking or use our code THINKING at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. And don't forget, Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got plenty of time to try out the service and experience its potential. And if you're still not satisfied, you can get your money back. Remember, use code THINKING to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. When it comes to reading defenses, there's some growth needed in his progression work to expand his game fully. But his reading early in the concept, combined with an aggressive approach, takes chunks out of defenses. This is a really quick spot of the Tampa 2, attacking the turkey hole with pinpoint precision. This ball is thrown absolutely perfectly, and even with the corner dropping to try to get a tip, it's whistling past the outstretched hands right to Hollins. Noticing the safety rotate down and the Browns trying to invert this side of their cover 2, Maye is quick on the trigger to his tight end running the vertical. Again, out in front so they can catch and run. More attacking between the zone levels, this time off the heavy play action look. The Pats get into 13 personnel with 3 tight ends on the field, and the Bills match it playing base and a Tampa 2 coverage on the long second down. But they aren't running the ball, instead sending Mac Hollins on a post and running Hunter Henry on the over route between the levels. The play action then gets them 6 in protection plus 2 more chippers, helping build a clean pocket to launch from. Maye shuffles left off the top of his dropback, keeping good footwork and rhythm, before ripping this to the crosser and getting a fresh set of downs. And he's a lover of the back shoulder ball, showing trust between him and his receivers, and an innate ability to read the corner's leverage. As soon as the corner turns his back to run on the fade, he's ripping one back shoulder, finding the blind spot and showing great chemistry with Diggs. He's done this numerous times, attacking otherwise good coverage by having a feel for the DB's leverage and turn. It's a great ball to have in your arsenal. Fast firing with precision translates to an effective quick game, and Drake has shown excellent work to keep the Pats on schedule and ahead of the count. One area I want to focus on is their use of the 3-step drop from under center, with the Pats one of the league's top users of this design. This used to be such a common part of the game, and it soon will be again too. With defenses backing off and trying to play match coverages, 3-step dropping from under center attacks the flat fast and at a much shallower angle, allowing less time for linebackers to break, changing the passing windows and angles. The Pats love to accompany this play with motion to check the coverage, often paired with a cut block from the tackle to open the window to the flat. Here, the tight end shift gets the Bills to show their cover 3, and Will Campbell cuts the edge defender down to open a quick passing lane for Maye to get the ball to the flat. It's in rhythm and an easy first down. This time, it's Diggs who checks the coverage with the motion, and seeing man, Maye comes near side to attack the vacated space outside the numbers. It's perfectly in sync for another first down. And it doesn't have to be all quick outs and stick concepts. The motion gets them a matchup they love with Diggs on Darrell Baker, running him on a baby fade to attack the sideline space. It's an absolute bucket drop from Maye, and rumor has it the corner is still trying to work out when this was thrown. 3-step under center drops will start to make a comeback as quarterbacks and offenses get more comfortable playing under center again in the pros. The schematic angles advantage it gives you means it's due for a comeback. When it comes to working through his progressions, this is where Drake needs his most improvement. Now this can be taught, and there's some really promising signs, but too often these reps swing from the spectacular to the disastrous. Let's look at some good reps first. This is exactly what you want to see from a pro QB, working his way from concept to find the open read against the quarter's coverage. He scans far side but sees the hitch dig easily smothered from leverage, so works backside, sees the mic tag to pop, and knows Diggs has the leverage to break from the outside on a dig route. Gotta be fast or the safety will clamp this, ripping it for the first down. This is another good show of progressions with a stunning ball to end it. The Patriots try to run a TF favorite, fake bubble seam, but the Saints ain't biting. So Maye calmly works up and through the pocket and to his soloed man. With the corners back to him, he knows he's not expecting the ball, rifling one past his ear for the touchdown. And this rep shows the true importance of the progression. Getting the ball to the open man, no matter who that is, keeps the offense churning. When it happens as the third or fourth man in the progressions, they're often in space to make a threat after the catch. Here, Diggs spins on a dime, breaks one set of ankles, and he's free to turn this in for a touchdown. Get your guys the ball, let them show you their talent. Where Drake Maye gets himself in trouble is when his initial concept isn't opening up, he can get a little jittery and looks to run far too often. His eyes drop in the pocket when they need to stay downfield, and this leaves yards on the field far too often. Here, he's not confident on his read on the stack release, turning down a potential throw to the out. More egregiously, he doesn't work backside and find the hook route that's wide open, tunnel visioning on the run and getting himself sacked. From the end zone camera, it's easy to see his eyes go down way too early, and this is one reason sacks are a quarterback stat. He's got to be comfortable sliding and finding the yards, not eyes down trying to run. Here it is again off the play action. He does a good job to step up through the pocket, but his eyes are too focused on the run, missing a chance. If he keeps them up, he'll spot Hollins on the curl for a turn and score. Instead, he takes off and exposes himself to a pinball hit. Ouch. This just isn't a sustainable way to play in the NFL. You have to take the yards the defense is offering, and you can't be opening yourself up to unnecessary hits. If he keeps his eyes up on the step through, he finds Hollins curving back to the boundary on the Seattle route. Instead, he's often running, trying to turn the corner and taking on the backer, but ends up getting his head bounced and taken out of the game to get checked. Remember y'all, the best ability is availability. You cannot be doing this in the NFL. He's got to learn to improve his trust in the pocket. I know it's a tough thing to ask when your first 15 starts are with the ragtag group, but they've improved, and yet Maye still finds his way into silly sacks. Part of this is because his legs are so good. I just want him to be kept to either design runs or as a last resort against the defense. That way you punish them from every angle. Having a quarterback that can do this is invaluable in the modern NFL, and the statues who are confined to the pocket are slowly dying out. Being able to turn the corner like this when everything's locked up, that really frustrates a defense. They just run out of players to guard the space. One area he's improved in is working up and through the pocket on these. He's got to keep his eyes up more. But this is how you best use the angles when you attack an offense with your legs. Drake Maye's playing the best ball of his young career, and we are still far off from finding his ceiling. His ability to anticipate and attack vertically gives the Patriots a quarterback they haven't had since, don't say it, Tom Brady. Although the processing still needs some work. The easy schedule means the Patriots have only been lightly tested, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And as of right now, it's taken them to the top of the AFC.